All right, time to make another video no one is gonna care about. Hello, what's up gamers? It's me, your boy. He's back, this time with a microphone in his hand. I'm making videos again. This particular video idea has been in my head for so long, and today I finally just shat it out in the form of a script, and we're gonna talk about some VHS tapes. One VHS tape, not several, one in particular. Do you remember those? Seems like a pretty valid question to have to ask in the year 2023, what with all of the people born after the year 2000, which sounds fake, but it's not. I'm really enjoying having a microphone as a prop. This makes it like significantly less awkward to be sitting here talking to a camera. Anyway, my mom and one of our friends, shouts out to VC Archives on Twitch, who is my mother, and Dr. RIP VHS on YouTube, who is our friend. But my mom and Dr. RIP are obsessed to an almost concerning level with VHS tapes. I can't explain to you how many VHS tapes there are. Probably thousands. But it's given me an endless supply of weird, forgotten, dare I say, lost media to create my own content out of. And today on the roster is probably my favorite of the insane, batshit crazy things that my mom and her friend have dug out of the bottom of the Goodwill bins.
Hello, boys and girls. You're about to see Goldilocks and the Three Bears in 3D.
Oh yeah. You heard that right, baby. A 1993 adaptation of Goldilocks and the Three Bears, but not just any adaptation. It's in 3D, and not just any 3D. Lawrence Vision 3D!
Please put on your 3D glasses and witness with us a three-dimensional television spectacular.
This horrifying work of breathtaking art is in Lawrence Vision 3D. Now, we're going to stop for a second, and we're going to talk about Lawrence Vision and what the hell that means. Who the fuck is Lawrence? What's his vision? Why is it this? This film was created by John Lawrence, who I'm going to assume is the creator of Lawrence Vision, given that A, his last name is Lawrence, and B, if you try to search Lawrence Vision 3D on the internet, you get absolutely fucking nothing. You get like 3 ad listings for the 3 whole people who have ever discovered this film in the history of the universe. Under the comments of Dr. RIP VHS's video of the film that we're watching this today, user 09PhilJ commented, after some digging, I think this was intended to use some sort of pull-fritch effect-based system, since the glasses have only one dark lens and one clear lens. It only works when things are moving across the screen horizontally. I don't have a big enough brain to explain to you what that means, and I don't want to look up what the pull-fritch effect is, but there's some information in case you want more. Also, I have not watched this with the modified sunglasses situation, simply because I don't want this film to be any more tangible than it already is. Okay, anyway, you haven't seen anything literally except for some letters on a screen with some like fucked up carnival music behind it, so let's get into the film. It's only going to get weirder from here.
And get ready for this.
The very first character we are greeted with in this insane studio is Mr. Mongoose.
I'm Mother Goose's favorite cousin, Mr. Mongoose. But you can call me Uncle Goose. Welcome. Welcome to our enchanted forest.
Someone please get him away from those children immediately.
You can call me Uncle Goose.
Why? What? Aside from being initially incredibly terrifying, this jester clown man is probably the best actor you're going to see in the entire film. And by probably, I mean he is. He's like the only one who's into it. Like, into it. He is Mr. Mongoose, Uncle Goose. Giving me Uncle Goosebumps. Also, there's like 8 kids in this enchanted forest, and none of them seem to know what they're doing or why they're there. Can I borrow my nephew for a couple hours, bring him on the set, get some B-roll of him going, yeah, and then just call it good? This kid's face is my fucking favorite. Like, I want to know what they said to him to garner that reaction, because I would not be getting that reaction were I in this actual scenario. I would be screaming and crying and asking to go home. So, Mr. Mongoose and all the kids put on their busted-ass sunglasses, and then the Lawrence Vision magic returns somehow even more nauseatingly than before to take the kids on a magical adventure.
To a land ages and dreams ago.
Acid. They're giving the children acid. Stop giving the children acid.
A land that lives in the heart of your imagination. Once upon a time, there lived a little girl at the edge of the forest.
And now, finally, we're introduced to the main character of our story, Goldilocks. The first time we see Goldilocks in this film She is leaving the house while her mother stands in the doorway telling her to be careful.
Be a good girl and be home before dark.
Mother, I'm just going into the woods to go look for rainbows and to chase butterflies.
Yes, because this is how normal human children have ever spoken ever.
Remember to stay out of trouble. Most important, don't touch that which is not yours to touch. And don't take any food from strangers.
So already we're basically given the entire premise of this film in this very well hidden and cryptic line telling Goldilocks to mind her own fucking business, basically, which is kind of the moral of the story, I guess. Ayo, could you not be loud outside right now? I'm filming, and it's very inconvenient to me that you, several houses away, are being loud. Goldilocks' mom gives her a pouch of breadcrumbs so that she can leave a trail home on her adventures and sends her off on her way. Because what the fuck could possibly go wrong with that? Am I right? The next shot shows Goldilocks skipping through the woods, leaving her little breadcrumb trail behind. Wait, did she just dumped out the entire bag in one thing. Are we supposed to believe that she has enough in there, that it's like the Mary Poppins purse of breadcrumbs? It's like the TARDIS bag of breadcrumbs. There's just a never-ending fucking supply of breadcrumbs. No! And then, oh boy, a new narrator has appeared, gracing our ears with her presence.
As Goldilocks sets upon her quest, searching for rainbows and butterflies in the forest, she sees beautiful flowers.
You would think, logically, that this was going to be narrated by Uncle Goose, who is reading us this storybook, but no. Why would anything about this film be logical? Nothing about it has been logical up to this point, and nothing after will be logical either. So why would this make any sense? Instead, we are greeted with the voice of a woman who sounds like she had never laid eyes on this script before walking in front of the microphone to read her lines. And what I just want to point out again, what the overlay of the face over everything, what is that for? Every scene in this has so much more going on than it needs to because there's already so much going on. I don't know why I'm getting mad. I'm like legit pissed off.
When all of a sudden, she comes upon a most curious looking big bluebird.
What's the matter?
Okay, pump the brakes. What? I fucking hate this. I hate this. Everything about this character makes me want to... Like, this guy gives me the ick in so many ways. First of all, that sound he's making, why you gotta do it like that? There's unnecessary to be making the sounds that you are making. He's claiming that he's trapped.
I'm stuck.
Goldilocks is way nicer than she should be and clears out all of the rubble and branches from this bird. As she's doing this, the bluebird is explaining that he has been stuck there for days without food or water.
I think I would have died of starvation.
She offers him her breadcrumbs, which he fucking devours so aggressively that she has to then wrestle the little bag of breadcrumbs back from this grown-ass fucking man in blue body paint dressed as a bird. Why? Why? Goldilocks, who is rightfully fucking pissed at this point, laments that she is now out of breadcrumbs and oh no, she cannot continue her adventure into the forest because she has no way to get the trail home and oh no, she will get lost. Oh no. To which the bluebird responds,
Go home to your mother and get some more breadcrumbs.
selfish piece of shit, I fucking hate this guy.
Bye-bye, little girl.
Hi, Bluebird. Hi, Bluebird.
Okay, there is a lot for me to unpack here from like a 5 fucking second shot. So let's begin. First of all, how are you so okay with this, Goldilocks? Anything about the way that he was just treating and or speaking to you was a nightmare, and you're just, goodbye, have a good day. That was not an unpleasant experience and totally not at all the most awkward thing that has ever happened to me, ever. Secondly, what the fuck is that laugh, Mr. Bluebird? Everything about you gives me the heebs and also the jeebs. Like, please, for the love of God, someone lock this bird up before he unalives somebody. And then lastly, because dear Lord gamers, how could I possibly miss this? That PowerPoint fucking 2002 ass transition. Back at it again. And because uncomfortable, unrehearsed, awkward one-on-one scenes were not already bountiful enough in this film, we get another one. But this time, we're greeted by the fairy goddess of the forest.
Hello, Goldilocks.
I am the fairy goddess of the forest. Will you hold my magic wand?
Yeah.
Listen, I don't care how mystical or beautiful you are, but if you suddenly approach me in the middle of the forest and you hand me your magic wand and you start doing a weird little dance, I'm gonna leave. Like, Goldilocks, you look like you're like probably 13, 12, 13, maybe. You know better than this. What are you doing? Everything about what you're doing is a bad decision. Moral of this story, do anything other than what Goldilocks does. That's the moral.
You fed my pet bluebird all of your breadcrumbs, and by doing so put yourself in danger of not finding your way home.
I like being helpful.
Okay, hold up. Pump the brakes again. One more stop. Your pet bluebird? That thing belongs to you? Clip that bitch's wings, bro. Why was he out of the cage? Keep him inside. I don't really know entirely the original tale of Goldilocks, right? Like, I know that there was the 3 bears and that she's like, oh, this one's too hot. Oh, this one's too cold. Oh, this one's just right. But I don't know the story surrounding that. I don't know why that happened. I don't know how that happened. I don't know what the end is. So this is honestly the only version of Goldilocks I know in full, and it does not seem right. So then the fairy goddess of the forest grants Goldilocks with one of her wishes. Just one. The fairy goddess explains to Goldilocks what it means to have one of her magical wishes in the form of a song that definitely was not improvised immediately on the spot, with no music playing, that was definitely added in after, that doesn't actually fit the cadence or the rhythm of anything that she's saying. That's definitely not what happened.
Wishes do come true. Just close your eyes and it'll happen to you. Believing makes it happen. Believing makes it so.
And then, once the fairy goddess departs, Goldilocks then, very smartly, decides to venture farther into the forest, because what could possibly go fucking wrong with that? Listen, I know I keep stopping every 5 seconds in this film, but it's because this film is really short and full of so many tiny, constant fucking things that I can't let go and I need to mention and need to talk about. But this next sequence is so insane that I'm just going to let the whole scene play out, and then we will regroup at the end and talk about our feelings.
Now, baby bear, I want you to eat this porridge. It's good for you.
Ouch! My porridge is too hot!
Now, baby bear, don't be such a pig. It'll cool soon. Just be patient.
Now stop crying, son, and act like a real bear. Watch how I do it. Darn, I burned my tongue.
Calm down, Papa. Your blood pressure.
I won't calm down until I eat my porridge. Oh, I'm Big Papa Bear, and nothing curls my hair. Mistakes I don't let show, and there's nothing I don't know. I also know what's hot, and I know what's not. Man, I took a clung, and I sure burned my tongue.
Ooh, you're right, Papa. It is too hot.
Well, do something about it.
I know. Let's go for a walk in the woods while our porridge cools.
That's real cool, Mama.
All right. So you just watched that. How you feeling? Bad? Because you should feel bad. First, I want to address the elephant, or the bears.
This guy stinks!
In the room. What are those? This was a conscious decision. She's wearing heels. That means they were like, Mama Bear, human feet. That's not a problem. That's a totally normal and believable thing. Just the worst. They're just the worst.
Now, baby bear, don't be such a pig.
I'm just going to glaze over everything going on over here because it haunts me in my fucking sleep and I don't want to talk about it anymore. Also, Papa Bear be spitting bars out here. I'm gonna be honest.
Mistakes I don't let show.
Awful, toxically masculine bars, but they be bars nonetheless. You know, sometimes just you make a boo-boo and instead of apologizing to your son for being incorrect, you just sing a little song about it like a real bear would do. And then you tell your wife to do something about the fact that your food is too hot to eat. And then she suggests, oh, let's just go on a walkabout. Shit's going to be fucking freezing when you come back. What are you talking about? Now, the following scene is boring and pretty predictable, so I will summarize for you. Goldilocks sits down in the woods.
So tired. Cold, too.
So she keeps wandering through the woods like that fucking helps anything. Yeah, let me just go even farther from home. And in her sad, cold, tired, hungry explorations, she comes across the home of the bears. And then just fucking lets herself inside like an ingrate after no one answers the door when she knocks. So she lets herself in, and she's looking around with so much awe and amazement at the absolute worst interior decorating skills that I've ever seen. And there, she goes through the typical Goldilocks motions, where she tastes all the porridge until she finds the one that's just right.
This is just right.
And then she fucking devours all of it. She goes through all the chairs until she finds the one that's just right. She goes so hard on that thing that she breaks it.
I broke the chair.
Meanwhile, as this is going on, the bear family continues on their little adventure through the woods while they're waiting for their dinner to cool. And while on this adventure, who do they come across but, tap dancing man in red that honestly looks like an early prototype for the costume that Brendan Urie wore in the I Write Sins Not Tragedies music video. And he has a cart behind him full of hats, and he's singing, "Caps for sale."
Come and buy a dream today. Come my way and dream today.
Could be a banger. He invites the bear family over to see his wares and introduces himself as Capo the Curious. He flirts a little with Mama Bear.
Madam.
And Papa Bear gets so mad that he breaks into song again.
And you and I will do real good. Elsewise, I'll rearrange your kisser.
I'm sorry? Did you just threaten this man because he was flirting with your wife? Who says chivalry is dead? Not Papa Bear. Get yourself a Papa Bear. Don't do that. I really hope the end of this film is Papa Bear getting a therapist and talking through whatever the fuck is going on in there. While Capo convinces all of the bears to try on some of his hats, we cut back to Goldilocks at the home. She goes through the similar motions as before, where she's trying out all of the beds, and one is too hard, and one is too soft, and then one is just right.
This is just right.
And then she falls asleep and she takes a nap. Cut back to the bears, who were being given their first ever sample of MDMA. Being taken on a dream. Finally, after Capo informs the bear family that there's a big surprise waiting for them at home, the bears head home. When they walk in, they find everything in chaos. Baby Bear's porridge has been eaten. All of their chairs have been disrupted. Their cushions stomped on. Their beds fucking destroyed. So, of course, Papa Bear breaks into song, threatening the life of whoever could have done such a thing.
My porridge chair in bed, someone's as good as dead.
They finally realize that,
Somebody's been sleeping in my bed! And she's right here! Wait, I can explain.
And after a very brief interrogation,
I was tired.
Why did you break my baby's chair?
That was an accident.
gear up to attack and presumably kill her.
I'm sorry.
That's not good enough, little girl.
When Goldilocks remembers that she has one wish from the fairy goddess of the forest.
Wait! Okay, fairy goddess, it's now or never. I'm ready for my special wish. I wish I was home.
Well, that's fucking convenient, isn't it? Little shit. I don't feel like you learned a goddamn thing. So Goldilocks wakes up in her bed, and it's like nothing ever happened. Her mom is there, consoling her because apparently she was hysterical in her sleep.
I'm afraid you ate too much bread pudding before you went to sleep.
Goldilocks then goes on to list all of the lessons that she learned while having this dream, such as never going into a strange house unless invited, or never touching food if it's not yours to eat.
I'm so proud of you, my good little girl.
Those aren't morals, those are just like rules. That's just like not being an asshole. And then, just to drop even more lore on your head that you really didn't need, Goldilocks' mom pulls out a gift from Goldilocks' father from his distant travels that he sent her.
My very own fairy goddess. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And that's basically the whole Goldilocks storyline. After this, we are brought back to the studio with our good friend Uncle Goose and all of the children who are having such a great time. And Mr. Mongoose just to really reiterate and drill into your head what the moral of the story is, explains
never to touch anybody's belongings without their permission.
Immediately after this, Uncle Goose asks all the children if they have any questions that they would like answered about the story.
Whatever happened to Capo?
And Uncle Goose answers them in really clear and concise and helpful ways that really definitely answer the questions.
Funny that you should ask that. Capo, move. You have a question?
Ultimately, the video ends with Mr. Mongoose leading the 3 children on a sing-along of 3 blind mice, and it is one of the funniest fucking things I have ever seen.
They all run after the farmer's wife. She cut off their tail with a butcher knife.
I am done with this video. I'm done with this essay. I'm done talking about it. I'm glad I finally got all of this off my chest and out of my brain, though, and that I was able to bring you along with me. Thank you very much for sticking around. If you are somehow still here at the very end, go ahead and throw a little likey, subscribe-y down there at the bottom for me. With the buttons, with the thing. I know you know where they are. And I will see you in the next video where I will be sitting down with Papa Bear's therapist and breaking several HIPAA laws. Okay, bye.
However, I'm going to leave you with one little last bit of memory for this incredible journey that we've been on. How about a little bit of magic dust? Would you like that? How about if I threw some magic dust on all of you? All right? Here goes magic dust. And more magic dust. Magic dust all over you. Yay! Okay, boys and girls, I'm going to go back to my little house. Okay? Bye.